Good evening. Welcome to the Detroit Experience.
Thank you. Okay, so it's been a while. I think it's been a week since I last touched this game. Last episode, we were playing as... damn it, I don't even remember his name. They said his name, right? 'Cause we didn't really talk. We got harassed by multiple people. We got harassed by the hot dog vendor. Like, what the hell? And then there was the preacher. And then there was the protesters. So, yeah. It sucks to be an android. Like, on the one hand, I understand the people's resentment towards the machines that took their jobs. I was gonna say took their AI. No, it took their jobs. But at the same time, it's like, well, don't blame the machine, blame the creator.
I hope you're okay today. I know sometimes things can be difficult, but I'm here for you.
We can't really. There we go. I don't know how to feel about that because you're not real. It's touching, but at the same time, it feels a little too vapid. I think it might be the term. Anyways, the point that I was trying to say is that don't blame the machines for taking your job. Blame the creators. CyberLife. Go protest in front of CyberLife. You know, they're the ones who put this technology out there, right? We were reading a magazine about how CyberLife made them appear more human, with the ability to blink, to breathe, to do stuff like that they don't need because they're machines. They're not actually alive. But they need it so that they don't creep us out, so that they can appear to blend in and entry gate themselves.
By the way, did you know that you can review your story progress in the story chart section? You can also see the choices made by other players there.
I did not. Thank you for letting me know. You're very helpful. You know, she kind of reminds me of someone's like personal assistant. I don't know if it's the way she just appears or the way she presents herself. Maybe it's a mixture of both of them. But she just appears to be like that. You're helpful AI assistant. I'm having a brain fart today. Oh my god. Anyways, yeah, that's what happened last time. Let's just get on with it because I've been talking for a while. November 5th. Stellar parking job, by the way. I think in some areas the streets aren't wide enough and you have to park like that, I think. I've never seen it in person. But I've seen people do that in videos of other places. Join Todd.
You coming?
Yeah. Rebuild North Corkton, a better place to live. What did that say down there? Oh, just structural concrete attention. I'm guessing it's warning signs not to venture in there unless you risk your death. Oh. Didn't mean to spin 180 there.
You've been gone for 2 weeks, so the place is a mess. You do the housework, the washing, you cook the meals, and you take care of... God damn it, where the fuck's the brat gone now? Alice! Alice!
Stellar father.
Oh, there you are.
Oh my
That's
god.
Alice. You look after her. Homework, bath, all that crap. Got it?
Yes. I was gonna say the same thing.
Go upstairs.
Yes, Todd. Stellar father of the year, even. Wow, he not only did he not do anything apparently while I was being repaired because I got hit by a car apparently, but it's like hold on. Okay, collect trash, collect dishes, activate vacuum cleaner, check the backyard. And he's right on the couch ready to watch TV while I do the work. Okay, let me just pause it real quick just in case there's like a time limit. But anyways, I've been decommissioned for 2 weeks, right? And in those 2 weeks, he couldn't pick up one single piece of trash himself. He couldn't wipe down the counter, couldn't wash the dishes, couldn't do laundry, couldn't mow the yard, couldn't make their beds. Like, did he really do nothing? Because it's like, oh, the android's out of commission. Well, I guess there's nothing to do but wait until she gets fixed so that she can do the house chores. Wow. That's how it seems. Todd, you lazy son of a gun. And then he couldn't find his daughter, and she was right there sitting on the stairway the entire time. Wow. It's like she probably doesn't even exist to him. He probably just comes home from work, gets some few brewskis, and watches the game on the TV. Doesn't tend to anything, not even his own daughter. Hence why I guess I'm here, because I'm the house nanny. Okay. Collect trash, do dishes, vacuum, and check the backyard. Collect trash and trash bin. Oh, can I not just pick up the trash and take it to the bin? I have to get the bin first. Okay. Oh.
Yeah. Maybe. Depends on what you need. Yeah. I can get that.
I'm trying to eavesdrop.
I'll bring it tomorrow. Yeah, same place. You know where.
Clean the coffee table, which I'm guessing is that over there. So this is just like house cleaning simulator so far. Not that I mind, it's just I didn't think I was going to be doing this. I guess it makes sense. We are playing as androids, and as androids we do the menial work. What the hell? It says overdrawn account notice. Oh crap. Hold on. Gotta put my old man glasses on. Overdrawn account notice by the bank recently honored by the items, or wait. Harmon Bank recently honored the items shown below, even though funds weren't available in your accounts. Well, this was probably the result of an oversight on your part. You need to deposit funds to cover items. Okay, sorry. I know that I have trouble reading small print. I promise I don't read this terribly. I'm reading right now as if I'm the type of person that reads with my finger, so I can see where I'm at. It's just not only is the text really tiny, but she's swaying back and forth, so it's really hard to read it. I guess it doesn't really matter. It's just he overdrew from his bank. He also has a credit card application form. It says, thank you for your recent application for finance credit card. After carefully reviewing your application, we cannot approve your request at this time. Our decision was based on the following reasons. Too many credit cards opened in the last 2 years associated with you. Not enough annual income. Invoice. Water fee. There's just bills. Detroit Gas, past due. So, okay, wait. So, Todd cannot pay his bills. He cannot open up more credit cards. They won't allow him because he's a delinquent. But he can afford not only to purchase an android, but to repair me? This guy seems shady as hell, but he's probably waiting for the bus. I swear, it's not because... It's not because of how he looks, per se. It's the fact that he was standing next to the truck looking around, like if he was inspecting to see if anybody was noticing him before he did something to the truck. Oh, you know what? You guys know what I mean. Anyways.
Fuck, man.
He's going crazy. Is that the dishwasher? I think I need to wash these first, if that was the case. Because it seems we have to do it in a particular order. Right. I have to clean up the rest of the stuff. What's that red smoke? Is that a pipe in your hand? Is he getting high? Oh, the dishes were here. Okay, I really hope there isn't a time limit right now. Because I'm taking my sweet, sweet time doing chores around the house. Dishwasher not working, missing components. Order processing. Oh wow, just do it on demand. That would be incredibly helpful to have. But Todd cannot afford to pay his bills. Oh my god, how do I... Oh! My controller can tilt! That is a cool function. I was like, the R stick, or the right stick isn't working, and I don't think it's supposed to be the right stick. I'm supposed to tilt it. That's a cool function. Alice distant. And I hear Todd having his druggasms in the background. While his daughter's right there. Todd is, father of the year material so far. He cannot afford to pay his bills. Hey, we all are on hard times. I myself live paycheck to paycheck.
Kara!
Yes, Todd?
Bring me a cold beer!
Right away.
Sure, because you had such a hard day today. I'm sure working your 9-to-5 job, you probably worked 13 hours today, and that's because it was slow. Normally, you would work 16 hours. So here's your beer, sir, because Lord knows you need something to take off the edge, right? From a hard day of work, of not paying your bills. And I saw that can of gas there. He is a junkie. Wow. Yeah, so he can't afford much. And we're ordering stuff to repair appliances around here. Are you sure Todd isn't gonna get mad at us for wasting his money? Because I highly doubt it's Kara's money we're using to order the components. Look, we all are on hard times. I'm an old man, at least old enough that living with my family, let's just say it's not getting the women excited to go on dates with me when they're like, wait, you still live with your mom and your sister at that age? Really? Oh, look at her playing with it.
Alice! You better stop that right now!
Seriously?
Why is she always pushing me? Always pushing.
Huh? Pushing? You're just watching the game. She's not even She's not even messing with you. She's not talking to you. I guess the noises she's making while jumping might be a little distracting. Look at her. She's just minding her own business. She's also very completely still. Is that normal? She's not moving. She's not blinking. I don't know if this is a bug right now, but that looks pretty funny. Imagine she too is an android. Because look at that. She's just creepily staring. I'm going to assume I have enough time to read. So, Android power. Should it be outlawed? Football frenzy. The latest transfer speculations. In its third game of the season, Android pitcher X67 threw a pitch that broke the 120-mile-per-hour mark. The human batsman wasn't able to swing until after the ball had already reached the catcher's glove. Androids were introduced as a one-per-team innovation, but they've come to dominate team strategy. Every draft sees the major professional baseball teams breaking their own transfer records to purchase these latest Android models. But is the game suffering? Yeah, I would assume so. Johnny Watersfield, head of Fanzine Home Run, says fans are becoming disenchanted. The magic of sport is seeing the limits of human potential. A machine breaking these kinds of records just isn't exciting or even surprising. But not everybody agrees. Christopher Lennox, a baseball pundit and ex-pitcher, thinks androids are making games more exciting. These machines are shaking things up and pushing players to do even better. The game can only survive by evolving. Okay, I've got thoughts and opinions on stuff like this. I 100% feel that if this was a reality currently in our world, I would be extremely disappointed, because while the thought of a robot not only being able to walk and talk, but be able to play a sport properly, like they can run, they can dive to catch a ball, they can throw perfectly and accurately with power and all that stuff, it would be exciting to see maybe a league of androids playing against each other. But when you mix humans and androids together, you're ruining the beautiful game, because one of the highlights of sports is seeing humans perform at their absolute best. You know, seeing Messi dribble around 8 people, that's a thing of art. Watching an android do that, well, that's expected. You're an android. You should be like the epitome of perfection, especially when you go against humans who cannot compete. They don't have your stamina, they don't have your speed, they don't have your strength, they don't have your 300 IQ intellect that could probably process a lot of plays in a split second and then choose the optimal path, you know? It's just not the same. So I would not be excited for this, but what can you do? Century, the transport innovation that's shaking up California, connecting the dots. Politics in focus. Are American senators really corrupt? Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it's not just Americans. It's pretty much the whole world. When you give people power, people tend to abuse that power. Not everyone, of course. There are saints among us. But come on. Even like the most good-willed, like really faithful, nurturing person out there might abuse their power even slightly if given the opportunity, you know. China earthquake kills 10,000 people. Wow. The transport innovation that's shaking up California. The new subtube completed its first journey today from Manhattan to downtown LA in under 2 hours, less than half the 5-hour flight time. The top speed of 1,800 miles per hour was made possible because the tube travels through a depressurized chamber, providing a near frictionless environment for its magnetized motors. For commuters, this raises the tantalizing prospect of finishing a long shift in the Big Apple, the Big Apple, and putting your feet up on the Golden Coast. California's property markets are reacting. Suburban prices. Sorry, I think there was supposed to be a pause right there. Suburban prices has skyrocketed 64%. LA realtor Charlene Lowe says she knows where the new buyers are coming from. They're East Coast types, specifically New Yorkers. They say a chance to keep that New York salary whilst enjoying an LA lifestyle, and they're scrambling over to each other to take advantage. Real estate isn't the only thing shaking up. School places are rapidly filling, and suburban realtors are racking up prices in anticipation of all those New York dollars flooding in. Longtime Californians are expected to be pushed out from the cities, which is why they've been protesting the new line. As one angry demonstrator put it, first Detroit takes our jobs, then New York takes our homes? When's it gonna end? Damn. Yeah, that's gotta suck. When you could definitely travel to New York to work there, make those big New York money, and then go back to California and live that West Coast lifestyle, it's definitely tempting to do. I would probably do that if given the opportunity, but yeah. See, the difference is I'm a native Californian, so I'm not pushing Californians out of California. I'm a Californian going to New York to take New Yorkers' jobs, okay? I'm doing them dirty, all right? If the New Yorkers think they can take over California homes, I can take over New York jobs, okay? All right. Check the backyard and then report to Todd. Oh, let me see what's over here first. I guess nothing. Unless I was supposed to go out through there. Oh no, there's 2 doors. Okay. Left, right, and that's it. Seems. Take down laundry. Oh, well, I guess do this first. Oh, right. I have to pick up the basket. Because I have to do things in a certain order. It makes sense. It makes sense. Now, take down the clothes. I don't blame her that she would rather spend her time out here than inside, cause, you know, Todd's a jackass. There was something to do over here on the right side. I thought there might have been like a clothing line that I could put this.
I thought there might have been like a clothing line that I could put.
Aren't you going to school today?
Doesn't say anything.
You look bored. Would you like to play a game?
Neutral. It went up. Didn't say anything, but we're building camaraderie because she needs a parental figure in her life. Somebody rewash the laundry. Right. Rewash the laundry because Todd is so lazy. He didn't touch the clothes whatsoever. Kara more than likely washed the laundry, put it up there to dry. I'm an idiot. I was like... You guys probably caught that on, but Kara was taking down the clothes from the clothing line, and then stupid me was like, huh, is there a clothing line here that I can hang up the clothes to dry? They were already on the clothing line, and I took them down. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. I'm so sorry. This is what you guys signed up for. If you guys subscribe to my channel, this is what you guys signed up for. Stellar gameplay from this 200 IQ brain of mine. Anyways, back to my point. Kara was more than likely the person who washed the clothes, put them up on this line, and then because Todd is a lazy asshole, he didn't touch the clothes while I was decommissioned. And instead, he let them get dirty outside again because he couldn't be asked to bring them inside. So now I have to go back inside and wash the clothes yet again. Thanks, Todd. You're the best. No, don't break your nail trying to do some household chores. Let the android take care of it. You sit there, watch the game, and enjoy a 6-pack of beer because surely you're working hard. The bills are always paid on time. You're not getting foreclosed. Is that meth? Red ice. So I'm guessing that's a new type of drug because I've never heard of that. And no, what the f—
You shouldn't mess around with my stuff. It makes me nervous.
I'm sorry, Todd.
You just stay the fuck out of my business. Unless you want to piss me off. You want to piss me off?
No, Todd.
And of course she had to witness it. Father of the fucking year. His eyes were dilated, by the way. I don't know if the recording picked it up. His eyes were dilated. He is high out of his mind. Okay, so is it my problem you decided to put your red ice, which I'm guessing is a fictional drug that was created for the game, because as I was trying to say, I've never heard of it, and he hid it there. Well, I guess because his rationale is that because he doesn't do any of the housework, no one touches the laundry detergent, so it's a good hiding place. And he completely, because he's out of his mind, forgot that I touch stuff like detergent because somebody has to clean up the filth that he caused. Like I said, I live paycheck to paycheck. I'm not rich whatsoever. I live with my mom and my sister, okay? But I have the decency to clean up after myself. Not even myself, I even clean up around the house. I'm not ashamed to admit it that they make more money than I do. And so I try to contribute a little more by doing house chores myself. I also do like repair work around the house to make myself feel more like a contributor. Oh, right. I need before I can go upstairs, I have to talk to this guy. After that tense interaction, I hope he can keep calm. And look at all those license plates up there.
I've made a good start down here. I'll head upstairs.
Do what you have to do, but stop bothering me.
And Kara is still smiling through it all. Would he actually get mad if I walk in front of him?
Out of the way, for fuck's sake!
I'm sorry, Todd. It won't happen again.
Yeah. He definitely got mad. I was gonna say, what if those license plates are all his and not just like novelty license plates, but like his actual license plates? And we've been moving across the country this entire time because he cannot keep a job. We get evicted probably frequently, and so he's constantly moving.
That's a pretty toy. What's its name?
Warm. She's opening up slowly but surely. We're gonna win her over. I mean, she still hasn't said anything, but she definitely needs a parental figure in her life because Todd is far from a father. Okay, we can't do anything in that door. We could do one at the far end and then this one here.
And now to sports. First up, basketball. As the Gears prepare for their critical match with Denver tonight at the CyberLife Arena in Detroit, league negotiations are still ongoing over the possibility of allowing one Android player per squad. Debate rages as to whether the change would lead to more exciting matches or be the first step in making human players obsolete.
That's exactly what it's gonna do.
CyberLife has announced its willingness to participate in the experiment by providing one specialized model to every team. Now, androids are already used to train players and provide tactical advice for coaches since 2035, but no android player has been permitted to compete so far.
Another 225,000 jobs were lost from the U.S. economy in October, according to the Department of Labor, bringing the unemployment figure up to 37.3.
What the fuck? And now I went to hockey. I'm guessing because the news is over, they want me to switch.
President Warren spoke today at the opening of a new CyberLife plant near Milwaukee. At the event, the president again praised CyberLife's role in the exceptional performance of the U.S. economy. She further announced that the Department of Defense will acquire 200,000 Android combat units as part of her increased military spending.
Of course. Of course. There has to be an equilibrium. I touched on this a little last episode, but there has to be an equilibrium, because if a lot of androids like take all the jobs from humans, that means humans won't be able to, they wouldn't be able to purchase stuff. You know, they'll be homeless, they won't be able to contribute, and the economy is going to crash. Surely it's going to crash. It can't just ride on corporations contributing, because corporations get their money from people. Well, I mean, they get it from investors, but investors will invest on something that can make a profit, and you make a profit when the people start buying. And if people are not buying because they don't have jobs, like, right, like, I'm not crazy. There has to be a balance. Like, it can't be like 50% of the population does not have a job, because the rest of the 50% won't be able to contribute. And when the economy goes bad, guess what happens? People stop spending because they want to save. In the event that something bad happens, they have money saved up for a rainy day. And if people are hoarding their own money, they're saving it, they're not spending it, that's also going to contribute to the economy being bad. Like, it's counterintuitive, at least that's what it seems, that when the economy is bad, in order to make it better, you have to spend money. But people won't. If they see hard times approaching, they'd rather save that money in case they lose their job. And I don't blame them. Anyways, what the hell is that? It looks weird. I can't really tell what that is. Is that like a spiritual figurine that just has a hockey jersey on it? Sorry, I'm a yapper, but I've told you guys, I'm pretty sure I've warned you guys, I love to talk. And this is so exciting because the parallels between what's happening here and what's happening in our world currently with AI is astounding. I don't know what she was seeing that made her react kind of like that. Her little light turned yellow too, like something weird was going on. And you know, with AI data centers being so prevalent right now, even Donald Trump wants in on it, and he would also be praising AI stuff. Like, wasn't he best friends with Elon for a while until they had their falling out? Antidepressants, and there is a gun. That is not a good combination. Not only is he a junkie, he likes to drink, which is fine. I like to drink too. But he's on antidepressants, so clearly he's not mentally stable. And when you mix drugs and alcohol with that, you're prone to do stuff you might regret, like that gun in the cabinet on the nightstand. And I just have an unlocked thing. You've unlocked a dialogue or action often beneficial. Yeah, Donald Trump was talking about how he wants Greenland for its resources, for the cold climate where data centers won't need to be extensively cooled if they were located there. And they asked him if he was willing to take it by force, because, you know, that's the type of person Donald Trump is. And his answer didn't give confidence to people who would rather avoid a war. He's like, I'm not saying I will take Greenland by force, but I'm saying it's on the table. Those weren't his words exactly, but that's pretty much what he was saying. Where it's like, I'm not saying I'm going to take it by force, but it is an option. I could take it by force if I want to. I'm not saying I will, but I could. Instead of just shutting it down and saying, no, we're not that type of people, we're diplomatic. No. He's putting it on the table and letting everyone else know that he's putting it on the table. Like an intimidation tactic, I feel. It is insane the lengths people will go to for AI superiority. All sports. Android quarterbacks. CyberLife unveils Android quarterback. Slam dunk. Basketball. I can't read that. It's too white. Star. Basketball star. A Gary Gibbon interview. American football has largely resisted the spread of Android players, with top-tier games still an exclusively human affair. But that may be about to change, following CyberLife's recent unveiling of technical, right? Sorry, I should probably put on my glasses, but I don't like the way I look. I know I'm super vain. Anyways, unveiling of technical demo QB1000, an Android quarterback capable of throwing from end zone to end zone and hitting a target 6 inches wide. Wow. The model is also programmed with over 1,500 plays, from classics such as bootlegs and handoffs to more specialized maneuvers, all of which can be adapted in real time. This is what I'm talking about earlier, about the whole androids would be able to calculate so much stuff in such a fraction of a time and then select the optimal path that they want to take, and it's just so unfair, wouldn't it? QB1000 was revealed at a recent CyberLife exhibition in Detroit, where the Android manufacturer showed a variety of prototypes designed to show the potential of bleeding-edge technology. But while CyberLife's latest innovation has some fans drooling, Roy Kenstone, founder of the anti-Android fan group, sees a sinister aspect. CyberLife know exactly what they are doing with this demonstration. They hope to distort our sport the same way they have all the others. Despite these reservations, some consider this simply a matter of time. With basketball and baseball already contemplating Android players, LED sporting QB might just be around the corner. I really hope that we can push back against this AI incentive to shove it down in every aspect of life, that we can retain some humanity still, whereas like the arts and crafts can stay human. Like, sure, creating an android and programming it to create art as it sees fit might sound exciting when until you realize that these androids cannot create, or AI cannot create on their own. They have to recreate what they were trained on. So it's not like they can paint their own Mona Lisa. They could paint a Mona Lisa, but it's because they've been trained on that type of art. It's not because they conscientiously just thought of like this woman with this sly smile and they can paint it on themselves. Like, they have to be trained. They can't think of their own, of course. And so we can keep arts and crafts mostly human. If there ever comes a point where it seems like AI might be sentient, I guess fair game then. If it can create original art, let it create original art. That would be kind of interesting to see what kind of art an AI would be able to create on its own. As of right now, though, they're just trained on other people's art and copy their art. That's it. But keep arts and crafts human, please. And then keep sports human too. We need to retain some semblance of humanity and not have AI everything, please. Oh, that's meant to go next. The price of life. How driverless vehicles make life and death decisions. Space tourism. Is Mars your next holiday destination? When a driverless vehicle foresees an accident, the car's computer makes life and death decisions. For example, deciding which two pedestrians to hit. But the exact process by which cars make these decisions is not very well understood. Martin Forlong of Crown Cars tries to clarify. In these situations, the car's imaging system gathers data to determine the pedestrian's age, gender, life expectancy, etc. in the blink of an eye. This data is parsed through the public record to determine marital status, employment record, life expectancy, and whether they have children. The card then assigns a value to each possible victim based on criteria like their contribution to society. We put a premium on lives that will save other lives, like doctors and nurses. This is all kinds of fucked up. All this may sound very reasonable, but Felix Gamble, head of Anti-Automation League, I like how there's an anti-AI for every sector possible. There's one for sports, there's one for vehicles, there's one for jobs, there's just an anti-AI for everything. I don't blame them. Anyways, Felix Gamble says the system has no right to make such judgments. Somebody with a criminal record is not necessarily less valuable to society than a doctor. That kind of information is irrelevant to the sanctity of human life. But Forlong dismisses such claims. We want our cars to make the best possible choices, and that means acting on the basis of all the information they can gather. The more, the better. Okay. We have self-driving cars now. When did this game come out? Like 2017, 2018? Teslas weren't out yet, right? I mean, Tesla as a company, I think, existed at this time, but I don't think they had self-driving cars yet, right? They were probably still in the prototype phase. They were probably still designing it. Didn't they come out after 2020? All I know is we have this kind of stuff right now. And it's hilarious, but I'll talk a little bit more about it. Let me just focus on this right now, about this anecdote that I have. But this is pretty fucked up. Okay, I get it. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of people that agree that if there were two pedestrians and the car was on the verge of hitting one of them, the brakes are out, the car cannot stop, it can only swerve, but it's going to hit one of them no matter what. I think a lot of people would agree that saving the doctor is better than saving the criminal because, well, he's a criminal. He did something bad in society. Even if he paid for it because he's out and about, you know, he's not behind bars. He probably was released from prison and he did his due. He paid back to society. They're gonna still think, well, he's probably scum. Whereas the doctor, they're saving people, or at least trying to. Let's keep them alive so that maybe in the future when somebody needs a medical emergency, this doctor might be the one to save said life. Let's save the doctor. We're going to run straight into the criminal. I feel like a majority of people might believe like that. I also am under the sentiment that just because you have a criminal record doesn't mean that you are less valuable to society, because it really depends on what you did. If your crime is you bought some devil's lettuce in a state that does not allow you to legally purchase said lettuce, and you spent maybe 5 years behind bars, like, I don't think that you, just because you did that, that you're like a miscreant, a deviant, somebody who's lower than scum. You're supposed to be looked down upon in society. Like, I don't think so. Like, it really depends, because I truly do believe that people can change. Again, it depends on the crime. I'm not saying everyone can change. So I don't know if we should allow vehicles to make this process by itself, and then decide who's more valuable to live. But the anecdote that I wanted to talk about is that right now they're pushing really hard. What's the manufacturer called? Wago, I think it is, that have self-driving taxis. Like, they've been in a lot of like accidents, the self-driving cars, to the point where they're going to put a human, what is supervisor? I forget what the term was that they wanted to give it, like somebody to oversee, like a human. A human, like, there's the point. Oh my god, I can't talk. The point is they're trying to put like a human behind the wheel. So I guess the taxi is still going to drive itself, but in the event that something bad is going to happen, like the car is not going to stop on time because it doesn't realize that there's another car in front of it, the human behind the wheel can press the brakes. So it can do that. If you need to swerve out of the way, the human can take control of the wheel and override the AI system and swerve the car out of the way. Like so essentially, it's a taxi driver with extra steps. So they really want to put self-driving cars on the road. They want them to be taxis and stuff. But because of the amount of accidents that they've been having, they're still putting a human behind the wheel. The human's not driving; it's just supervising, I guess. But it doesn't make sense. Why don't you just have that human drive the car at that point? It's because there's money in AI. If they say, oh, we're having a new line of taxis with human drivers, they're going to be like, okay, so what's the difference between you, Uber, and like Lyft and other taxiing services? They won't be able to distinguish or differentiate themselves from that. So instead, they put AI, because then investors go crazy and they're like, oh yeah, let's put all our money in AI. This company wants to do self-driving cars. That's the future. Let's put our money in there. But then they still have a human. They need to have a human to prevent accidents from happening, because at least currently, thankfully, no self-driving car in our reality is going to be making these type of decisions and then deciding whether to slam into pedestrian A or pedestrian B. Right now you have a human driver supervising, but it's just a taxi with extra steps. At that point, just have a regular human drive the car, but they won't, because that won't make money. But if they say there's a self-driving taxi with a human supervisor, the AI part is all investors here, like, let's just dump our money here. It's so stupid. Anyways, I've been talking for a long time.
Watch it.
When did you get up here? Clean the bathroom. I did clean everything in that room, I think. Okay, I guess we're gonna clean the bathroom that Todd just used. Yippee. I hope androids don't have a sense of smell, because that would have been tragic. Let me go in here first. Tidy up. Let's get back on track, because I've been reading and talking and whoops. Reading and talking. I really love this game so far. I am so immersed in this. Kara, can you see your own reflection? Are you self-aware enough to realize that that is you? You think, therefore you are?
I just want to tidy up your room a little. I only need 2 minutes. Is that okay, Alice?
Not saying anything yet. Alice in Wonderland.
Alice in Wonderland. Of course.
I bet she longs to find her own rabbit hole to go down and escape from this reality. I wouldn't blame her. Okay. It's locked. It's probably for the best. We don't want to intrude on her privacy.
Seems you like reading.
Let's see, nothing over there. Just got 2 things here. I know she's hiding because I guess she's, I I don't know, intimidated by us. But she is showing an interest. Unlocked.
I'm sure we used to be friends before I was reset. Maybe we can be friends again.
Mother?
What about your mother? Will she be home soon?
Oh, okay. I guess there's no mom in the picture.
Your father said you chose my name. Kara. It's nice. How did you choose it? You should tell me about yourself. What you like to do, where you like to go, your favorite foods.
Trusted.
That would really help me.
She's still not talking to us, but we're trusted now. Path unlocked. Okay, so she reacted negatively to asking about a mom. So I'm going to assume there is no mom in the picture. Which, I don't know if I'm glad or not, because that means one less abused person in this household, but then that also means the child is taking the brunt of it. That Todd? I used to pick 4-leaf clovers as a child. That's Todd. That's Kara. And that's the mom. So, I wonder if the mom is dead, or is she not in the picture because she left? Like, she decided to flee from this abusive marriage. Because if she left, that is fucked up that she left, Alice. Did I say Kara earlier? Did I say that's Todd and that's Kara? I meant Alice. Todd, Alice, and then the mom. So if the mom left, that's messed up on her part because she left Alice alone. But if she's dead, I guess that would make more sense why she's not in the picture. And Alice is still here with Todd. Bleeding from the head. Is that supposed to be Alice that's bleeding from the head and crying? Yeah. What an asshole. If it wasn't said enough in this episode, Todd is a and then he went to go hit me. Oh, that is what happened. I did not get hit by a car. It was Todd. It makes sense now in retrospect. The way he was so disinterested when he went to go pick us up from the store, from the repair shop. And he's like, I guess a car hit her. Yeah, I guess that works, right? You believe me? Okay, yeah, a car hit her. And we were so messed up that the repairman didn't even question that. Like, he probably thought, yeah, it makes sense considering the state she was in. Surely a car must have hit her to cause this sort of damage. But like, Todd is, oh my god. I guess better me than Alice. I'm an android. I don't know if androids can feel pain, but we can at least be repaired. But that's a shitty life to be like a punching bag. We're not only his maid, which I think at this point is slave would be more optimal, but we're his punching bag. I guess if he's taking his frustrations out on us, that means Alice is safe. But we saw the drawing of Alice also being hurt, so it's like she's not completely immune to it.
What are you doing?
I'm playing.
You're playing. I know what you're thinking. You think your dad's a lowlife? Huh? Fucking loser? Can't get a job, take care of his family? Don't you think I tried to make things work? But whatever I do, when someone comes along, they just fuck it all up! I know what you think of me. You hate me. You hate me, don't you? Say it! You hate me! God, what am I doing? I'm sorry, honey. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know I love you, don't you? You know I love you.
Oh boy, it's one of these family dynamics. A new home, 96% completed. Crap, I thought I interacted with everything. Let me check out the flowchart before I talk. Public opinion is indifferent, but Alice is trusted. Welcome home. We read, we did the chores on the first floor, we did all of it. Disturb Todd, 41%. Was that when I went in front of the TV to test it to see if he would actually get mad at me? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Find the red eyes. Unfortunate. Go upstairs. Oh, there was one thing I forgot to do upstairs. Just one thing. Kara sees gun. Unlock something. Kara discovers a way down. Discovered. Alice gives Kara a key, 98%. So a lot of people got Kara to give them a key. So that would mean a lot of people got her to trust us. But even then, only 85% of people actually opened the box. Finish cleaning. Okay, I'm going to end the episode here. This is going to be a long one. I've been recording for a long while. I'm pretty sure if I was just focused and I decided to just blitz through this, I could have done this in like 5-10 minutes. Just do in and out, and that's it. But I just love talking, and that's what's extending the length of these episodes. But it's so interesting. I like to immerse myself in stories in general, whether I'm watching a movie, reading a book, or playing a game. I like to immerse myself, and this game is doing a fine job in letting me just disassociate from the world around me and go in here. Of course, I did talk about the real world because I love talking about the parallels. It's so interesting to see how AI is affecting the world here and how it seems to be affecting us. And this game takes place in, what did it say? They had a year, didn't they? Was it 2048? I think the game takes place in 2048. I'll see it when I'm editing because they showed the date and time at the beginning of each of these episodes or each of these chapters. But anyways, we're not too far off from there. Of course, I don't think in the next 20 years or so we're going to have walking, talking AI bots out there. There are heavily focusing on having AI agents so that they can help you with customer service. They call them agentic, and they're trying to give them personalities and stuff so they seem human, even though sometimes you could still definitely tell that you're talking to an AI bot. Like ChatGPT has this distinctive way of having their AIs talk where they're always saying like, that's a good idea every single time they talk. Like they can't just talk normally. For some reason, they have them be so complimentary where they're constantly praising you. When you ask them something, they're like, that's a great question. It's like, yeah, not really, but I guess thanks. Or stuff like that. It's trying to make them seem more human, but I don't know if we could ever get to the point where they can hold full-blown conversations with us, because the memory thing is an issue. I don't know, every AI is a bit different. Some have better, I guess, data centers, resources to make their AI more advanced, but some AI cannot hold a conversation for too long because they forget details that you told them. Some of them can remember details for a while, but eventually they will forget. And I know that humans are that way as well. Like, if you tell me your name, if we're at a party, like 5-10 minutes later, I'll probably forget your name. And it's not because I'm a bot, I'm human. It's just I also don't have really good memory retention, I guess. I guess a lot of people are like that, though. I'm pretty sure you'd be the same way if I told you my name and you had no idea who I was, and you'd probably forget it after 5 to 10 minutes. You probably remember my face. Like, you'd remember that I was talking to you, but you forget my name. We'll forget little details, stuff like that. So I guess it's par for the course. That's somewhat human to forget things. So I guess AI forgetting our conversations, but like AI forgets a lot of details so far. So we're a ways away from actually making AI bots that can walk and talk like an actual human, but that's not stopping corporations from trying. Anyways, this mission hit me in the feels. Like, Todd is a piece of shit. I think everyone can agree on that. Like, I get it. Your life isn't perfect. You're defaulting on a lot of things. You can't get credit cards because they don't want to loan you money because you're not good at paying it back. You're not paying your bills. I don't know how he afforded an Android and to repair it, to have maintenance done on this Android. But he somehow is finding a way, and he's a junkie, so you know that's going to cost a lot of money. He drinks, which in moderation is fine, but I wouldn't be surprised to find out if he was an alcoholic, which also costs a lot of money. There's nothing wrong, in my opinion, with getting a buzz every now and then. You work a hard shift at work, and you just want to have a couple of brewskis when you get home. And I think that's perfectly fine as long as you don't let it control your life. But with Todd, I wouldn't be surprised if he is spending a lot of money, not just on this red ice, but on alcohol as well. Well, I don't know his job. I don't know how much he makes. It doesn't seem like he's well off, though. And when you're in this precarious situation where you're broke, like I currently am living paycheck to paycheck, I try not to spend my money where I don't need to. Like, I live with my mom and my sister, I know, but that allows me some leeway because there's 3 incomes being contributed right now. Like, the house we're living in right now, it was in a like dreadful state. It still needs repairs and renovations, especially the kitchen. The kitchen is in a horrible state right now. It sucks. But we're slowly but surely building this house back up, back to pristine. My room looks pretty good. This is like the best room in the house because I put all the tender loving care to paint it, to add new floors, add baseboards. I just fixed this closet, if you can see it behind me. In the first 2 episodes, you would have seen that the door wasn't actually attached to any railing system. It wasn't set up. It was just leaning against the closet because I was saving up money to buy some rails so I could attach them to the floor and to the top, and then I put the door on the rails, and now they can slide back and forth, and now they're upright and stuff. I also added those handles because the doors did not come with handles, so I added some. And I'm slowly building up this house, thankfully, because I live with my family. So I'm not just focused on paying 100% of the bills because my sister contributes, my mom contributes, and we're slowly trying to build up this house. We just bought it in 2024. So it wasn't that long ago. We were renting a house for nearly a decade before that. And then before that, we were living in a mobile home. So we're homeowners for the first time in a very long time. But it's because there's multiple sources of income. And even then, I'm still living paycheck to paycheck, slowly saving stuff up for a rainy day when I really need it, and then saving up some money so that we can continue repairing the house. So I'm fortunate to be in this circumstance. Even if I'm not rich, I have people in my life. Whereas Todd, he's alone, it seems. There's no mom in the picture. Don't know what happened to her, whether she died or whether she left. I hope, as terrible as this sounds, that she's dead, because if she left, that is such a like a I don't even know what to say type of move. It's such a dick move. Let's just put it that way. Because she left Alice behind. Alice is getting mistreated. And the mom is like, oh yeah, I just left from my failing marriage. He's a horrible man. He's abusive. And now I'm living safe away from him while my daughter's back over there. I'm sure she's fine. She's just a little girl. He wouldn't dare hurt her. Like, yeah. Parents definitely would hurt their children, especially if they don't have any outlet to let their frustrations out. They go for the next nearest thing, which is at times children. So it seems like Alice is taking that now, because we saw how it ended, where with Todd going like, oh, I know what you think of me. You think I'm a loser, blah, blah, blah. It's like she never thought any of this. She's just sitting on the table playing with her toy. She's not thinking anything, but he's also probably high off his mind, and he's not thinking rationally either, which is not an excuse, by the way. It would explain why he's acting so erratically, but it's not an excuse for it. And Alice is she's just being yelled at for doing nothing, for existing. He did have a moment of lucidity towards the end where he kind of acknowledged what he was doing. But it's that type of relationship that people will call it complicated, because it's like, on the one hand, they're abusive, but on the other hand, they seem sorry, like sincerely. You also know that he's a drug addict, so you could say, well, he's not a terrible person when he's not using. He's even a good person when he's sober. But then when he's not, the demons come out. He seems like the perfect type of person that would blame everyone but himself for the stuff that happens to him. That's how it seems. It's like, Todd, look at yourself in the mirror for once and take accountability, for fuck's sake. Like, holy crap. He definitely is the type of person to blame his environment, to blame the people around him, to blame his circumstances, to blame God if he believes in God for the hand he was dealt in life. He would blame everyone except for himself. That's the type of person he is. And I hate it so much. I don't have a Todd in my life, thankfully. If I did, I'm old now, to the point where I have no problems cutting people out of my life if they're negative, if they're bringing me down. Anyways, I'm going to stop talking because I've been yapping for so long. If you guys have actually been listening to everything I've been saying, thank you. You guys are real ones. Because I know a lot of people don't like YouTubers who talk a lot. Whether they're reacting to something, they hate people who talk. They call them, what do they call them? Yapping Andy, talking Andys. So I don't know what the correct term is, the internet slang, but there is a term that people used to at least say for like streamers who would watch videos, but they would constantly talk because they're like, just watch the video, and they hate that. Or Let's Players, people who just like to talk a lot instead of just playing the damn game. There's a lot of people who hate that, and I'm sure a lot of people who have seen my playthrough so far, and if they don't like it, they probably already left. So if you're still listening to this, it must mean you enjoy this. So I'm gonna keep playing this way, where I like to play, immerse myself, and talk, because it's so interesting. I love psychology. I know these characters are obviously not real, they're created, but this story was written by humans with characters, fictional characters that are portraying actual human dynamics, relationships that exists in the real world. And I love like just delving into the minds, suspending my disbelief for a moment, and pretending like these characters are real, just so that I could delve into the psychology of all this, you know. Anyways, that's it. If you guys are liking this, like, subscribe, stay tuned for more, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.